All right, welcome to a special, not quite a midnight screening, but a nighttime screening of the shop today. As you can see out there, it's dark because I normally do this on the weekend when it's daylight. But unfortunately, I've got a bit of not a crisis, but just a repair that I kind of need to do before Friday. It's Wednesday today, so I figured I'd bring you along for the ride. So this special little beast of mine is my scooter that I ride into work with, and I just built it out of a little scooter and electrified it. I've got a couple of Ryobi batteries here that I use to run it. It's only a little 250 watt one, so most things overtake me. Sometimes even people. Not quite, but nearly. So the issue I've discovered is I've got this almost triangular shaped tyre now. And the reason for that is that the frame flexes very easily. So you can see that when I flex this bit here, I'll get that line out of the way, get my hand out of the way, all of those things. So that flexes. So this flexes really, really easily. So the problem that's causing me is obviously it's wearing the tyre in a funny way, and I've discovered that it's wearing the edges of my lights out here. So what I need to do is just put another piece of wood here, raise these up, but I've got to cut cables and redo all of that sort of stuff. But the bigger problem that happened on the way home on yesterday was that, so this is the throttle, obviously, working at the moment, but it's actually broken. So this came off as I was trying to cross the street with the traffic lights. So I've just got to basically, what I'm going to do is just put some glue in there and glue it back onto that. Because I think what's happened is just the plastic tubing that's part of this part here has decided to break. And that's obviously probably because I have to hang on to it as I'm riding along, and it's just not coped with the way that that's been happening. So I've got to basically just strip this wire back that I joined up here. I'll probably just have to trim it and redo it, which is a bit of a pain, but that's just the way it goes. Because what I initially did was these came obviously pre-wired and all that sort of thing, so then I've just fed them through all the holes that are here, and then I've wired them up into here. So then that was good at the time, but now I've got to basically just redo them. I'm not going to take it up by much, but it's just enough that I've got to, just to make sure that it clears the wheel at the back here. I might also just make it a little bit wider if I can, not for any particular reason. It's not like it's they're pretty bright, so it's not like people can't see them, but they'll be up a little bit high now, and then I can add a bit of height and a bit of width to it, just to make it even easier for people to hopefully see me. Actually, I guess what I could do is just redo it from where it is. So on the back here, the cables obviously come through the hole here and then just go up. So I could just do it that way, couldn't I? If I was going to be ultimately lazy, which mightn't be too bad an idea, because it still reaches the other cable, which is important. And then it means I don't have to do as much cutting and soldering and stuffing around. So I just got this piece of timber that was from if it's what I think it is, it's a piece of packing for a dishwasher or a washing machine from 100 years ago when I used to do that. So I could just put those on the end here, which will give me a bit of extra width over this side. I've then just got to cut a little notch out of here for the wire to go in. But that might actually be the easiest way to sort it out. So to show you on this side, I just put this here. On that side I've got to cut a hole here for the cable, but that can just get screwed straight to that. And then the light will just basically, on the other side obviously, just go straight there, and I'll just cut a little hole for it to go into. And I think, yeah, that might be the easiest way to do it. And it's not that I'm in a hurry or anything, it's just making it quick and easy. So I think what I'll do is I'll measure that to there, and then measure a little bit of height for the light as well, and then just cut that at that point. So I'll just mark that there, I think. Alright, so I've got a line mark there. I think I'll just cut it by hand. That way I'm not running too many noisy machines at night. Not that it's very late or anything, but people who've got kids or something probably wouldn't appreciate it. Okay, one slightly crooked cut piece of wood, and now I'll just do it again. Alright, there's my 2 bits of wood. Alright, so we'll pop a couple of holes in here. Probably try and get them on a bit of an angle. Alright, we'll get these screws started. That's one. Okay, and so for this piece of wood, I've just got to take a nick out of the corner. So I've just got to take a nick out of here so that it goes past the cables that are there. Alright, now we'll do the same for this one. Alright, just drill a couple more holes here. Okay. Alright, so now I'm just going to have to cut out a little section on the back of this, or on the back front, whichever way you want to look at it, just to make the cable go under there. So I've just got to basically drill a hole that's going to match. So I'm going to basically drill a hole from this side across to about the middle. So that way, when this goes on the other side, the cable can run through it. I think maybe drilling a hole is probably going to be the easiest thing than trying to cut or saw or anything like that. So I think I'm going to start off with a smaller bit and actually drill a whole hole, and that should be alright. And then I'll make that hole bigger, which will then obviously blow it out to where I need the cable to actually be, hopefully. So I'll probably have to go either up or down because I still need to be able to put a screw into this as well. Okay, it's done exactly what I wanted it to do for there. Rinse and repeat for this side. Yep, not too bad. Split a little bit, which is a bit frustrating, but that's okay. Alright, so as you can see, I've got the little trenches drilled out there on both sides. So when this cable comes up, it will just be able to sit into that slot there, and then I can put the cover and then the light on it. I'm going to pre-drill holes. I don't normally, but this wood is notorious for splitting really easily, so I should follow my own advice and do that properly. Alright, now I can put these lights back in. Oh, can I? Not yet. I think I've got to drill another hole. That actually holds the whole cable, and of course these have got a base on them, which I missed, even though I fitted them before. So we'll take everything off again. Alright, looks like it's about a 10 to 12 mil hole. So I'm thinking I might just go a bit bigger just to give myself a bit of safety. It'll just also give me a bit of extra space for the cable to bend and move around as it needs to. So it's literally just going between 2 screw holes. All this just so that I didn't have to solder wires. Maybe I should have just soldered the wires. There we go, that's one. Now I just need to tweak the cable hole on this one. because it's not quite in the right spot. More the point, it just didn't quite line up with the way the cable's going, that's all. Alright, moment of truth. Alright, that was quick and easy-ish. So the cables just go through that little hole there and run up through the back of it, and then it sits there not too badly, and just gives a little bit more height. But now it also means that when this flexes, then I'm not actually wearing out the tyre as much, and I'm also not damaging my lights. That'll resolve that problem, and then I just need to hurry up and get on with actually making the electric bike that I've got sitting out there ready to get made. Alright, that's the first bit. Now I've got to fix the throttle. Alright, so looking at the throttle, you can see that just pulls off, and looking at it looks like it's got clips or something here, and that plastic is all just broken. So I think if I had something like some liquid nails or something, I could just glue it on, because it still works, but then it starts slipping. So I think something like liquid nails might be the best. It's just a case of, do I have some? More to the point, do I have some in a small container? So I found this one. It's obviously a tube that I've used, but it's what I've got. It's still actually liquid, so that's good. I thought it was not going to be. So I'll just give that a crack. I can't think of anything else. I've just got to wipe all the grease and gunk out of that. I'll smear some on there, and then I'll just push it on, and we'll see how it goes. Alright, so I've just got a bit of paper towel here. We'll wipe these bits out. Obviously they've got grease on the actual mechanism there to keep it lubed up, obviously. It feels a little bit sticky. I wonder if they did have something there. Well, it definitely works. Yeah, it feels like there might have been some double-sided tape or something there. Alright, there goes nothing. So I've literally just got a little bit on my finger here, and I'll just smear it around this edge here, so that when I push it on, it's going to push into the rest of it. Get in the right spot. There we go. That's the spot where it actually locks in, where it's actually closest to the rest of it. So we'll let that set, and hopefully I've got a scooter fixed. I mean, it still works. I just made it for a very interesting trip home, as I tried to actually squeeze it to make sure it wasn't going to go anywhere. Alright, well, thanks for doing a bit of a late night. Well, not really a late night. It's barely even night. It's just getting darker here a bit earlier, but it's not my normal time for doing stuff. So thanks for hanging around in the shop with me. Let me know what you thought of it. Obviously the poor little scooter's getting probably to the end of its life. It's been quite a good little way to get to work for a couple of years. It was only ever meant to be a temporary thing, but it's worked so well that I've just kept riding it. So time to get the bike back on the bench and actually get that done. I've started it, just that doesn't really count, but yeah. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button for me, and leave a comment down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.